Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, Sampler V, Series V, as I've been doing for a little while. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, tell them I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm basically reviewing stuff right now because I'm too lazy to go out and get supplies, and so I'm just like, screw it, let's just get more reviews in. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get the Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Ooh. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be, boom, my Mudvayne shirt. I really like the design on this one, very animated, kind of almost 90s image comic book style. This is actually a tour shirt from their psychotherapy sessions tour that they did in 2023. If you're unfamiliar with the band Mudvayne, they really broke out in like the late 90s, early 2000s as part of the nu metal movement at the time. And, they kind of changed up their style a little bit afterwards. They took like 15-year hiatus. It kind of didn't look like we were going to get them again. But then in, I believe it was 2022, either 2021 or 2022, but I think it was 2022. They went over there and they, got back together and they did some touring. I was fortunate enough I got to see them on that tour. And then the following year in 2023, they actually did a headlining tour. That was this one. And I had a blast, man. It was really cool. They're a great band to see live. I liked them so much that not only did I get some merch, I also got some videos of their performances that I've attended. If you want to check those out, those are on the channel as well. And if nothing else, I'd be happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I really like their stuff. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? Why is it stuff that I'm just reviewing because I'm too lazy? Well, folks, at the time I'm doing this, I really need to go out and get myself some water. And I don't mean to be like weird, weird about it. But it's just a thing. Like I have well water where I'm at, so like it's a little bit hard to drink sometimes. So I usually do like just big jugs of bottled water. But I've been lazy and I don't want to mess with it. So I'm instead doing boom. It's Faygo, but not just any Faygo. It's black cherry Faygo. I didn't know they made black cherry Faygo. I've reviewed some Faygo on the channel before. In fact, I got into it with a guy who was bitching at me for calling Faygo cheap tasting in one of my reviews, and it was just like, dude, you can take it or leave it. I don't care. But I'm always willing to try Faygo flavors, and some of them I've liked, some of them I've been a little bit here or there on, and like I said, this is one I haven't tried before, and I actually really like black cherry soda. So, first of all, let's get a thing for the thing. It looks, can we get maybe a look better like that? No, let's go like that. Ha 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 ha! Let's give it a go. Yeah, I found this at a random gas station. Never seen black cherry Faygo before. I don't know if it's new or whatever, but it's got a decent black cherry soda smell. And there's Faygo for you. Oh, Faygo, Faygo, Faygo. I keep giving you opportunities, and you are way more miss than hit with me. It's not bad, but it's very meh. Like, like I said, I love a black cherry soda. I, in fact, am very annoyed with the fact that when I was a kid, black cherry soda was very prevalent, at least around where I lived. Like, it was something you could get even generic versions of at supermarkets. And as time went by, it seemed to just fade out more and more, and now it's become more of a specialty soda. But I do love some black cherry soda. Whenever I run into it, I usually try to get some. Um, this is a black cherry soda, but it's just so, like it doesn't really have a lot of oomph to it. Uh, it drinks nicely, I'll say that. There's no like weird aftertaste. Sometimes I've had that issue with certain flavors of Faygo, but I don't know. It doesn't really have like that strong black cherry bite that I want. I think a black cherry soda should be really exuberant in its flavor, and this is kind of eh. It's not bad, but it's just, it kind of hits and then it just kind of goes away. It doesn't really linger long enough for me to really properly enjoy it the way that I want to enjoy a black cherry soda. And if I'm having a black cherry soda, I want to enjoy it. It's something that I consider to be a little bit of a treat. And that kind of is my problem with Faygo. It's like, I'm not saying they don't have good flavors or anything, but just, I don't know, man. They always feel like they're just not putting in the level of effort that I would like, to really have proper quality soda. Now, to be fair, they do tend to be cheaper than other soda. So, there's that end of things. But, like, for me personally, I'd just as soon go over there and spend a little bit more most of the time. Yeah. It's not bad, but it's just I'm trying. I'm going back in. I'm going back in. I'm trying to take longer drinks to really let it kind of sink in on my taste buds. But it feels somewhat ethereal. Like you do get a hit of the black cherry, which is nice, but even then, it's not really a strong hit. And then after that, it just sort of fades out. It just, yeah, it's not a bad drink, but like it goes back to what I've said over and over again with Faygo. Their stuff just tastes kind of cheap. Um, but again, at the same time, they do have flavors that I'm partial to. This just isn't really one of them. It's not bad, but at best it's passable. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. Like I said, for me personally, if I'm going to get a black cherry soda, I'll go get a proper black cherry soda. You know, it's something that usually I can get at most supermarkets in like single bottles. And that's really what I want to go with. Like I want that experience. I want to enjoy it. This is just, yeah, it's again, it's not bad, but it's just there. And for me, no, I would just prefer to go over there and spend a little bit extra, get something I'm really going to enjoy versus this, which again is not terrible. If I just wanted a black cherry soda and I was, making my way on a trip or something, and sure, I guess, but too many circumstances would have to be involved for me to get it again. And if I'm recommending it, I mean, look, if you're a diehard Faygo fan, maybe you're down to clown, the whole ICP thing. I don't know if they're still have the association with Faygo or not. Or maybe you're just a big fan of the drink regardless. Good on you, genuinely. Like, I'm not trying to go over there and shit on something that you love. I have to go over there and give my personal opinion on it. And my personal opinion is, like, it's just not that great. And I think like I said, there is something to be said for the value. Again, they do tend to cost a little bit less. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, pretty much the only time I would get them is you could get them from the dollar store for, I think, like 50 cents a pop or something like that, maybe 75. I think they were under a buck at that point. Definitely not anymore. But yeah, I personally think, there are some really great black cherry sodas out there. This isn't one of them. It's not terrible, but it's just why, when you could get something better for not that much more. That's kind of how I look at it. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have yourselves a truly proper black cherry-tastic rest of your life. Because again, black cherry soda is wonderful when it's done right, when it's given the proper appreciation that it deserves. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do. If you've never experienced black cherry soda, go out and try some. It's yeah, but again, get some proper stuff. I'm not gonna toss out brand names out there because it's like I wouldn't it wouldn't feel right. And then on top of that, it's not like I consider myself like an aficionado on the subject or anything. You know, there's just like a couple that are locally sold, so I'll usually get them. But go around, look up some stuff. Don't get the Faygo. And if you've never had it, go ahead and try it because again, it's something that like I remember as a kid, it was a thing. You could just get it. And like, you know, my family would buy like 24 packs of it sometimes, and I always was so happy. But yeah, go out and try some. Let me know what you think. You know, is it something that's worth the personal investment that I have in it, or is it just me, you know, waxing nostalgic because it's something I enjoyed as a kid? Anyway, bye.